I'm deeply honored to receive this prestigious international award, Juvenile Justice Without Borders. I will treasure it, and in my mind it will always be a living reminder of all the children who have suffered abuse and trauma, and at the same time an appreciation of all the very many professionals that I have worked with over the years who are dedicated to improving access to justice for children in the justice system. I am deeply thankful to the International Juvenile Justice Observatory for recognizing my work over the last, I hate to say this, 35 years. My work in juvenile justice started at the dawn of the Nelson Mandela era. The previous decade had been characterized by children being locked up for their opposition, their political opposition to the then apartheid government. And it was then that I started working with children in detention, in police cells and in prisons. My work as a lawyer continued working for community-based and academic organizations, and was fortified by Nelson Mandela's words on incoming as president to Parliament in 1994, when he said that no children should be detained in adult prisons. This sentiment, characterized by his own experiences as a prisoner for 27 years, translated into a groundbreaking children's rights constitutional clause, which was justiciable. It could be acted upon by courts of law. And amongst the rights for children included in that constitutional clause were rights related to children in the justice system, drawn inspirationally from the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, namely that children should be detained only as a last resort and then only for the shortest appropriate period of time. Translating these sentiments along with the cardinal rule of the best interests of the child was my job for the next decade as we developed legislation for a new child justice system in South Africa. In those days, focused exclusively at the time on children in conflict with the law, but later broadened through the Children's Act to children in the child protection system as victims, as witnesses, as children in care proceedings. I think as a lawyer, we, and I was part of a team, were able to achieve a huge amount. And it resonates with me today that the reimagined justice agenda of UNICEF and other organizations encapsulates some of these key concepts. And I will go through a couple of them. Ensure every child can access free legal aid, representation, and services. Children in the justice system in South Africa, where I come from, may not be incarcerated without having had the benefit of free legal representation. And this model has been adopted in other places where I have worked, such as Namibia and Zimbabwe. Every child in conflict with the law should be able to be diverted, channeled away from the justice system into appropriate rehabilitative and educational programs. We worked hard over a period of 15 years to persuade the role players of the benefits of diversion successfully. It was bought into by all the justice role players, prosecutors, judges, probation officers, social workers, and is now a characteristic feature of the South African child justice system. Every child is protected from detention. The numbers of children in detention awaiting trial over the period 2001 till 2020 dropped by 200%. A remarkable achievement, ascribable not merely to a constitution and legal provisions, but also to the dedicated work of the multi-sectoral teams involved with children in trouble with the law. Every child can access alternative dispute resolution mechanisms and child-friendly courts. This is work in progress. I think the legislation that I'm referring to, Zimbabwe, Namibia, South Africa, is fairly groundbreaking in the provisions that it encapsulates on restorative justice. Putting that into practice takes a lot of dedicated work and staff time and has waxed and waned over the years. But the legislative framework is there. I'm especially honoured to be among a community of international advocates fighting for the rights of young people around the world and working to promote international standards to guarantee those rights. I would like to congratulate all of the other 2024 awardees of this prestigious award, as well as those who in the past have been the recipients of it. And again, I'm deeply honoured. Thank you very, very much.